This is the Tesla Cybertruck. It does 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. It's bulletproof and it's the first ever electric pickup truck by Tesla. In this video, I'm going to do an in-depth review of the first ever 2025 Tesla Cybertruck delivered here in Canada. I'll share 3 reasons why this should be your first EV truck, what makes the Cybertruck the Cybertruck, and test its performance on snow and ice to see how it handles our harsh Canadian winters. If you're wondering whether this futuristic truck is built for both style and substance, stay tuned. You won't want to miss this. Let's start with the interior. The first thing that stood out to me, and not in a good way, is the massive wiper. The Cybertruck only comes with one giant wiper, and while it's easy to remove, it's not the prettiest feature. Tesla had to include it for regulations, but honestly, it doesn't do much for the truck's look. Technically, you could skip the wiper altogether and use Rain-X or hydrophobic coating, but that would probably be realistic in places like Florida. But here in Canada, that's not realistic at all. In the winter, we're constantly dealing with sand, salt, and dirt flying onto our windshield. We end up using gallons and gallons of washer fluid just to keep things clean. And even then, this wiper doesn't do a great job. As you can see, it leaves streaks and dirt is still visible. Plus, it's so big that when you're driving in high winds or a snowstorm, it feels like the truck shifts a little when you use it. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if the wiper took off during one of our famous Canadian windstorms. So, while the wiper might work fine in milder climates, for us here in the north, especially during the muddy in-between weather of November and the slushy melting season in March, it's far from ideal. Moving further onto the interior details, it's exactly what you'd expect from a Tesla. Minimalist and sleek with no clutter. Just one massive screen in the center. This screen does everything you'd need for a truck: adjusting suspension, locking differentials, setting custom driving modes, and more. For off-road enthusiasts, the Cybertruck comes equipped with off-road mode, trail assist mode, and even a trailer mode. In trailer mode, you can control the trailer's brake boost, and regenerative braking adapts seamlessly to the trailer behind you. Another highlight, the Cybertruck comes with both 120-volt and 240-volt outlets, perfect for power tools or camping gear. Speaking of camping, there's a Cyber Tent mode, which locks the tonneau cover, adjusts suspension for uneven ground, and offers extra lighting controls. It's ideal for setting up your tent on a level surface no matter where you park. The rest of the interface is classic Tesla, but redesigned to match the Cybertruck's sharp angular aesthetics. You still get the usual Tesla features like Netflix, games, Sentry mode, and customizable AC vents for both the front and the back. And also the bioweapon defense mode is also here, and that's a lifesaver during Calgary's summer wildfire season, keeping the cabin pressurized and free of smoke. The rear passengers also get to control their vents individually, which is also a nice little touch. Moving back onto the screen, one feature I really liked about the Cybertruck is the glove box. Just like the other Teslas, you use the screen to open it, but instead of falling out like a traditional glove box, it rolls out like a drawer. It's smooth, and you don't even have to manually close it. Just tap the button and it retracts automatically. A small detail, but super convenient. Now stepping into the driver's seat, the Cybertruck comes with a yoke steering wheel. The view from the driver's seat is also very Model X-esque. Thanks to the massive windshield that stretches all the way up to the top of your head, it gives you a stunning panoramic view of the sky, perfect for road trips or just enjoying the scenery. Looking down, there's plenty of storage space between the seats. Tesla could probably have fit a middle seat in here as well, but they opted to leave that open for more room, which feels practical and adds to the minimalistic vibe. Now stepping into the rear, it's very spacious, it got lots of legroom, and passengers get access to the massive panoramic roof. It's definitely going to be a lot of fun for scenic road trips, letting passengers enjoy the view just as much as the driver. Passengers also get their own rear screen, perfect for Netflix or games while the car is driving. Just like the Model 3, S, and X, the Cybertruck brings this feature to the back seats, and I'm guessing the upcoming Model Y Juniper will have it too. One thing to note is that the rear view mirror is only functional when the tonneau cover is completely open. If the tonneau cover is closed, the view is blocked due to the truck's design. but Tesla thought of that and added a rear view camera that stays on while the cover is closed. It's a clever solution, but there's a catch. In Canada's snowy, slushy weather, the rear camera is likely to be blocked pretty quickly, probably within an hour of driving. Unlike the front camera, which has a washer system that sprays windshield fluid to keep it clean, the rear camera doesn't have this feature. It's a bit frustrating because while the front camera cleaner works great and is even activated by a button, the rear camera, which needs it just as much, if not more, gets neglected in messy weather. It's a missed opportunity that could really improve usability in Canadian winters. When you step out of the rear seats, you'll notice a small latch here that lets you fold the rear seats up. Once they're up, you get tons of additional storage space, perfect for moving larger items. There's actually so much room that you can even walk across the other side without having to sit down and close the door. When you're ready to put the seats back down, it's just as easy. Pull the same latch and the seats smoothly fold down back into place. Now, stepping outside and taking another look at the Cybertruck's design, the doors are quite unique. Unlike traditional Tesla handles, the Cybertruck features a button-operated mechanism. When you press the button, a mechanism inside pushes the door open. This is actually great features for Canadians, especially since frozen handles are a common issue here. The mechanism is said to be strong enough to break through the ice buildup that we get often here. So all you need to do is press the button and you're good to go, even in freezing weather. That said, one thing that I noticed is how sharp the edges of the doors are. In Canada's dry winters, it's not hard to imagine accidentally poking or even cutting yourself if you're not careful. The Cybertruck's sharp edges are, of course, a signature part of the design. It's what makes the truck instantly recognizable, but it's definitely something to keep in mind as those edges might cause some unexpected pokes if you're not paying attention. The exterior of the Cybertruck doesn't need much introduction. You've seen it time and again. From the side, it has that iconic design Tesla is known for. It's bold, angular, and yes, as if a child sketched it, but that's part of its charm. Now, the rear design, a lot of people compare it to a dumpster, and honestly, I'm not a big fan either. On the other hand, the front light bar looks fantastic, along with the headlights beneath it. They add a futuristic touch that really suits the truck's vibe. Some people have complained about the snow piling up on the headlights and the front light bar. But let's be real here. This happens with every car in Canada during winter, even my Model 3, which is much more aerodynamic. It's not exclusive to the Cybertruck, and honestly, it's just something we deal with here. If it gets too bad, you park on the side of the road, you clean it off, and you keep going. It's really not a major issue people make it out to be. Looking further into the front of the Cybertruck, there is obviously no engine, so it comes with a massive frunk, just like every Tesla. But here's the difference. The Cybertruck is the first Tesla with hands-free front trunk. It opens and closes automatically, which is a really nice touch. At the rear, you have the tailgate and the electric tonneau cover. The tonneau cover can be controlled from the inside using the Tesla screen or from outside using these physical buttons. While the tonneau cover is electric, the tailgate isn't. You'll have to close that manually. Last thing to note on the exterior, when it comes to the cameras, the Cybertruck is equipped with about 8 cameras just like the other Teslas, plus an extra front bumper camera. This additional camera is designed to improve functionality of FSD and will make it easier to transition to AI 5 or Hardware 5 when Tesla rolls it out in the future. Now, the part we've been waiting for. Let's take this Cybertruck out for a drive. The first thing that stands out is that Tesla didn't just build an amazing truck, they went the extra mile to introduce something completely new, steer-by-wire. Let me explain what this is in the simplest way possible. If you have ever gone into an arcade game or played one of those racing games with a steering wheel on a PS5 or PS4 or PS2, you'll know what I mean. The wheel doesn't spin all the way around like a normal car. It just moves about 120 to 140 degrees in either direction. That's exactly what steer-by-wire feels like. Here's where it gets even better. The Cybertruck also comes with all-wheel steering. This means that not only do the front wheels turn, but the rear wheels turn as well. At low speeds, the rear will move in the opposite direction of the front wheels, making it much easier to navigate tight spaces or make sharp turns. At higher speeds, the rear wheels turn in the same direction as the front wheels, helping the stability and smoother lane changes. Now combine that with steer-by-wire and you've got a driving experience like nothing else. At lower speeds, the steering wheel moves more dramatically, just like in an arcade game, so you feel in total control without having to spin the wheels endlessly. But as your speed increases, the ratio changes. The steering becomes more subtle, requiring less input, which makes it feel safer and more natural at highway speeds. It's precise, responsive, and feels incredibly futuristic, almost like you're controlling the truck in GTA 6. The Cybertruck doesn't feel like you're driving a truck. It feels so nimble, it honestly feels like you're driving the Model 3. I've taken multiple 3-point turns, and let me tell you, it does not feel like a truck. In a truck like Ford F-150, it would have taken at least 5 or 6 point turns for the turns that I've taken on the Cybertruck.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think
Now, to show you how much traction the Cybertruck has, I tested it with rapid acceleration and hard braking on ice. And let me tell you, the results were nothing short of amazing. If you have ever driven an all-wheel drive Tesla, you already know how incredible the acceleration is. This takes it to a whole new level. The acceleration is not only better than any other car or truck on the road, but the braking is phenomenal too. It stops on a dime, even on top of snow and ice. That kind of control and stopping power makes the Cybertruck feel extremely safe, no matter the conditions. It's a truck that truly handles winter like a pro. Now let's talk about the 3 reasons why I think Tesla stands out from any other electric pickup truck, starting with the most important: supercharging infrastructure. Here in North America, the charging infrastructure for non-Tesla electric vehicles is frankly pretty bad. While Tesla has its own reliable and extensive supercharger network, other electric vehicles rely on third-party providers like Electrify Canada, Petro-Canada, or Shell gas stations. The problem? Most of these chargers struggle or outright fail when temperatures drop below -10 degrees Celsius, let alone the temperatures that we get of -30 degrees Celsius to -40 degrees Celsius that we regularly experience here in Canada. Even if other electric vehicles are smart enough to precondition their batteries for cold weather, the chargers themselves are often frozen, malfunctioning, or simply unavailable. Tesla's superchargers, on the other hand, are designed to handle these extreme conditions, ensuring consistent and fast supercharging year-round. This is the #1 reason why I wouldn't consider anything other than a Tesla for an electric pickup truck. Reason #2 is another feature non-Tesla electric vehicles lack: Sentry Mode. And let me tell you, for a truck as iconic and out of the ordinary as the Cybertruck, this is a must-have. The Cybertruck stands out in a way that no other electric vehicles on the road does. It's bold, it's futuristic, and it's a head-turner. That's the good part. People will stop, take pictures, and admire it. But here's the bad side. Being so different also makes it a target. Some people love it, but others might not. And unfortunately, that can lead to unwanted attention. Sentry Mode gives you peace of mind by recording everything around your car, whether it's in the parking lot or on the road. The Cybertruck's 360-degree cameras are consistently watching. If someone tries to vandalize it, you'll have footage, and yes, this kind of thing happens. When I got my first Tesla, it was one of the first in our city, and reactions were mixed. Some people were fascinated, but others didn't hesitate to show their dislike. And finally, reason #3 is something Tesla has mastered: sustainable long-term manufacturing. What does this mean? Well, while other electric trucks like the Ford F-150 Lightning and Rivian came out ahead of the Cybertruck and grabbed headlines early on, they missed the bigger picture. Sure, they got short-term attention and sales, but they haven't figured out the manufacturing side. None of these trucks are profitable, which means that long-term, these companies can't sustain the losses forever. Eventually, they'll have to stop producing these trucks, leaving owners with fewer vehicles on the road and scarcity of parts. Tesla, on the other hand, has cracked the code. The Cybertruck is the first profitable electric pickup truck, which is a game changer. This means Tesla is built to last, not just short-term success, but long-term reliability. And that matters. For example, if anything goes wrong with my Model 3, I can easily find replacement parts, sometimes even on eBay, for a fraction of the price. That's because there are enough Teslas on the road and a strong ecosystem of parts, both new and second-hand. With non-Tesla trucks, that's not going to be the case. As these companies lose money, production will eventually stop and parts will become scarce. Tesla's profitability ensures that the Cybertruck will be here for the long haul, making it a reliable choice for those thinking beyond the short term. It's a truck you can own, maintain, and trust for years to come, just like I've experienced with my Tesla. That's all I had for this video. And if you want to see something, this is how much attention that the Cybertruck gets. I was just driving right beside a school and you can hear the kids screaming and running towards the Cybertruck.
You know, like kids running towards you.
Yeah.
Feel free to honk the horn at them.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't honk like a regular horn.
Hey. Oh.
Just honk the horn like a regular.
Can they hear it outside?
Yeah, they can.
Oh, that's the horn.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fun. Let me know what you guys think about the Cybertruck in the comments below, and if you're thinking of buying a Tesla, use the referral link down in the description to get a cash discount. It's the end of the year, so don't forget to check for inventory cars before placing a custom order to maximize your savings. Tesla is currently offering year-end discounts, 0% financing, and 3 months of FSD, as well as 3 months of free supercharging when you buy your first Tesla. There's never been a better time to get a Tesla.